Hey Adorners, welcome back to Adornment with Adrienne. Today we're going to be working on some fall holiday crafts. If you're interested, please keep watching and welcome back to Adornment with Adrienne. So Adorners, it's that time of year for fall crafts, holiday crafts, Christmas crafts, Thanksgiving, and of course Christmas decor. And so I'm going to be working on just a quick holiday fall bow. Okay Adorners, so I thought this was really cute. I saw this over at my local Hobby Lobby a while back, and I just honestly I haven't been feeling the best, so I wasn't able to actually start to work on all of these holiday crafts, but I'm feeling a little better, and so we're going to go ahead and embellish this. Raffia bow that was attached to this already, you can see that straw raffia. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some organza ribbon. I'm going to use maybe 2 or 3 different ribbons, and I'm going to embellish this for my door. Please keep watching. This was on sale actually, by the way, probably I think half price or more when I got it. Okay Adorners, so as I was saying, so I want to embellish a few things. This is actually a fall pick that I got at my local Hobby Lobby, and it has all the right elements. It has the leaves, the greenery, and our pumpkin. All right, and when I say pick, if you're not familiar with creating leaves and things like that, a pick is something that you would take and you would slide in into, if you have a grapevine wreath or a straw wreath, or could be a wire wreath that you might have embellished. This will be a pick that you would just slide in. So let me share with you the different ribbons I'm going to be using. Now this is a ribbon. This is a wide ribbon that I got, 3.5 inch ribbon. Actually, it's wired on the outside. You can see it has pumpkins on it. Okay, already pumpkins, gold. All right, and I think I have the whole month of November to keep this up. All right Adorners, so we're going to go ahead and get started. We definitely need a really sharp pair of scissors. I probably will get out my wire cutter. So Adorners, you would definitely need a sharp pair of scissors for this. All right, you can use any kind, but I would suggest a really sharp pair. Okay. So I'm going to start with my larger ribbon. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start with my larger ribbon here. All right, and as I said, this one is one that I just picked up at the Dollar Tree. I'm just going to make one large bow with this, all right, with large loops, because this is going to be the base for my bows for my wood decal. Okay, so let's go find our opening. Okay Adorners, so we're going to go ahead and make a bow. I'm going to go ahead and pre-cut some of my wire. All right, I just kind of score it and it'll break right off. Okay, this is actually floral wire that I got at a floral wholesaler, but you can find smaller batches of it like at Dollar Tree and Hobby Lobby, Michael's, places like that. Okay, so we have our ribbon. All right, this is our pumpkin ribbon. It almost has like a iron-on look to it for our pumpkin, so it's only on one side. All right, so we're gonna make a loop for our middle of our bow. All right, and we want to make sure when we're making that loop that we bring it back around. We don't want it to meet, we want it to kind of overlap, right? All right, and so we have our bow, beginning of our bow, and then I am going to pinch and twist. I am going to twist, right? Twist my bow around, right? I'm going to pinch and twist, all right, so we can begin our bow. You can twist it around a couple times if you want. All right, so here we have our bow. All right, I'm gonna make a loop, still holding it, all right, and pinch. I just went ahead and took it off the spool. Twist, bring it back around. All right, so I'm gonna eyeball it to make sure they're almost the same size, all right. Our decal or iron on the outside, right? We have it there. Pinch, pinch, twist, here's our next bow loop. Usually when you do these bows, you probably would have usually when you do these bows, you would have probably 8 to 11 loops on a bow. Okay. All right, so we have it. We're gonna twist it again. All right, bring it back. All right. And I have a little tail here. All right, I'm gonna see what I wanna do with that. But, all right, so I have a couple loops on here. When you buy the ribbon at the Dollar Tree, it's important to remember it only has like 6 feet or something like that. All right, so we see our loop in the middle. I'm gonna take my wire gauge, you can see, I hope you can see it here. And I am going to just put it through that middle loop, pull it through the other side. All right, and underneath, okay, we want it to come underneath our bow. Okay, and then we are going to pull, right? And kind of push our bow down, right? Using our knuckle. For me, I usually use my knuckle. Using our knuckle, we are going to twist to tighten, right? We want to leave a little bit of wire, you can see, on the end, because we want to be able to hook this to something, don't we? All right, so we start our bows here, and we can fluff it out a little bit if we want now, but we are still working. Okay. All right, so we have this bow so far. All right, and so we have 2 more ribbons that we're going to work on, so let's do that really quickly. Okay, now we can cut this on the end, right, to give it like a dovetail, or with our ribbon, with our scissors. So I'm just going to cut this really quickly. This is one more reason to have sharp scissors. So we have our, all right, so that's our first part of our bow. This may have to go on the bottom or the top. We'll see how. Okay. On to the next. I think I told you guys before that I did floral design, which is why I do balloon columns and so many different things. And maybe I'll do something for weddings and stuff like that on the channel, but right now I haven't done that. So this orange wired organza ribbon. All right. So we're going to be using that to make one of our bows. So we have our wire for our next bow, as you can see. So let's see. All right, let's continue. All right, so again, we start with our loop. If you want to start with a loop, you start with your ribbon. You curl it under. You want it to overlap, right? Then what do you want to do? Twist, okay? We're twisting our wire, all right? We're twisting our ribbon, all right, to create a loop. Once our loop meets, we twist again, right? And you can determine how wide or how long, how big you want your bow, basically. All right, we're twisting again, all right, to start creating our loops. All right, but for me, because I am going to be using this underneath another bow, I am not actually going to begin with a loop in the middle, like our little overlap loop. I'm not going to begin with that. Just going to begin with a loop for our bow. Okay, so we start here. I am going to twist. All right, and all right, let's make another matching loop. All right, twist. All right, make another matching loop. Let's let some of that out. Let me make sure it's all. Here we go. Twist. All right. Make another matching loop. Right. Our bow is starting to take shape. Usually we'll have between 8 to 11 loops on our bow. Okay, so right now we have 4. Twist. Pinch. All right, we want to straighten up our bow a little. Let me put our. All right. Let's let some out. Twist, pinch, twist, you can see our bow starting to take shape here. All right, we're going to just just want to embellish the little wood decal that I have over here. All right. All right. Twist. All right. Now I will say that this is ribbon that I bought. This is 25 yards. All right, so this is more, usually when you go to Hobby Lobby or Michael's or things like that, you will have 10 yards. This is something that I got like at the floral wholesaler, and you probably can find something like this online on Amazon and things like that. All right, so when you're making or trying to create things like this, you might want more. All right, twist, pinch, twist. All right. Let a little bit more out. And there we go. The bottom loop should be a little bit bigger. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 10 loops so far, and we need one more. All right, so we're gonna do one more. All right, we twist it, right? And we're gonna create one more loop. One more. Okay, Adorners, so we have our 11 loops on here, all right? And so what we want to do while we have it pinched, we're going to go ahead and take our wire, right? Remember, here's our gauge wire, and we're going to put it through the center. Let's see, through the center. Let's see if you can see that. Through the center. Pull it underneath. Right, I'm going to go ahead and cut that close. All right, as you can see, I'm going to pull my wire. Pull it down, pull my ribbon down. Okay, you can see my ribbon come down. And then I am going to twist, okay? All right, and a lot of times you can use your knuckles for this. And we have our bow, okay? Now I'm gonna take the piece that we had at the beginning, all right? I'm gonna dovetail it at the end to give it a little zhuzh, make it look a little bit better. So just have a rough cut. I'm just gonna cut this on a slant really quickly. All right, and I'm gonna add this to the back of my bow, all right, where my wires are twisted. I'm gonna slide that on, okay? So I'm gonna have that on the back and give it a twist. All right, so that's our second bow. All right, and so what you would do is you would just go through and fluff out each loop, all right, to create our bow, and you can just fluff each side, all right, to create the bow or the look that you're going for, all right. So we have our bow. We have one more ribbon, and let me get it out, and I'll be right back. So far, so good. Pretty, right? So we have one last ribbon that we're going to be using. This one looks like an organza. This would be used more than likely used for a bouquet, a fall wedding bouquet or something like that. All right, and this is a 1.5 inch. Really, it looks like about 2, but it says 1.5 inch. This again would be like 25 yards. It's something that I've had. All right, so I'm going to start a loop. All right, but before I do that, we want to get our wire, don't we? All right, so I'm gonna get some here. Just take some off. And I'm just gonna cut it. If you need to, I would say you would need wire cutters. You can actually find them you would need wire cutters. You can actually find them at the Dollar Tree. I've just bought some recently. I just don't have them out. Okay, Adorners, so I have my wire, as you can see. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and start. I'm not sure how big I want my loop. I'm not gonna put this on the top. All right, so I'm not gonna make my little round loop in the middle. All right, so but what I do wanna do is overlap it because this does not have any wire in it, okay? So I'm gonna overlap just a little bit for my loop, okay? So, but I want it to be able to work on its own. Because I want this bow to stand kind of on its own, I'm not gonna make it that large. I'm gonna still use my wire in the middle for this, but it really, like I said, this would be something that you would use more like to wrap a bouquet or something like that, I would say. All right, so I'm still going to use my same method. Twist. Twist. Twist around. Bring my loop. Create my loop. That's 3. Right, I'm going to pinch them together as I go. Twist. Let's let some of this out. Twist. Make a loop. Twist. Make a loop. Twist. Make a loop. Twist. Make a loop. My grandmother used to be making all kinds of stuff like this all the time. She actually started putting wreaths on her windows way before anyone was doing it. She had this pink house that looked like a dollhouse, and she put candles in the windows during Christmas time and wreaths on the windows with pink bows. It was so beautiful. Before people actually started putting wreaths on and things like that on the windows, it was so creative. It was just absolutely gorgeous. Her house was so pretty that the local newspaper came to put it in the paper. You would never think that a pink house would look like that, but she had a pink house and the porch was painted gray, the fence was painted pink. It wasn't pink like pale pink, it was hot pink. It was fantastic. You would think, what? But when she did it, it was so fantastic they actually put it in the paper because you could see it from the highway. It was just amazing. She just had an idea. She said, just woke up one morning and said, honey, I think I want to paint the house pink. And my poppy said, okay, sweetie, let's go get some paint. They went to like Sears or somewhere like that and got gallons and gallons and gallons of hot pink paint and painted that house, baby. It was beautiful. Anyway, but my grandpa, he wasn't a fussy man, and that's one of the things my grandmother used to tell me all the time. Don't get no fussy man. And she was right. Now, if there was something he wanted to say, and something he felt wasn't right, he would tell you. He wouldn't argue, he wouldn't fuss with you, but he would tell you if he felt like it wasn't right. But when it came to stuff around the house, and my grandmother said, sweetie, I think I would like to do this, he would say, all right. They went and bought a sprayer, sprayed the house with one of those paint sprayers. It was so fantastic. Anyway, all right, so here's our gauge. You see our wire. All right, so let's check our loops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, so let's go ahead and cut our ribbon here. All right, we're gonna cut it closer to the middle. All right, and I am going to go ahead while I have this like this time and cut a tail. Just going to go ahead and cut a tail while I still have my ribbon pinched this time. All right. Before I was just trying to show you. Normally I wouldn't do all of that. I would be twist, twist, twist. All right. So I want them to meet evenly. All right. Let's see. All right. So I'll put that there. We have our wire. Can you see? Right into the middle, it goes here around our bow, right underneath the tail too. So we want to make sure that we have all of our loops and all of our ribbon all hooked in, right? All right, so we have our wire. All right, and then what it is, of course, again, it is time to twist, twist, twist. All right, and usually you would take your knuckle, all right, and just twist it. So you want it to get tight, right? Twist, twist, twist. All right, we have our bow. All right, and you can go and fluff out all of our loops. All right, we're gonna fluff our loops out a little. Right. This will be something that my spiders outside will absolutely adore. Do you guys have spiders? I'll tell you what, man. You have the green queen, or the green insect people that come to deter the critters, but they still love any wreath that goes on the door. Some people have squirrels that love their wreaths on the door. I think my sisters have had some of that. And some people have birds who like to make a nest. You might have a bird that might like to make a nest. But yeah. All right, so now let's go ahead. We want to make sure we cut our ends, right? Make sure they're not rough ends. All right, one is rough and one is not, you can see. All right, want them to meet, and we're gonna just give them a nice snip. All right, so I'm just gonna give them a nice snip. I think that I would like to give them a dovetail, so I'm just gonna give them a nice snip. All right. Okay, Adorners, so I am going to actually put these bows together. We have our orange, we have our rust, okay? All right, and then of course we had the one more, right? So we had our pumpkin embellished, all right? Adorners, so I'm gonna work on this for a second and I'll be right back. Okay, Adorners, so we have our ribbon, our bow that I'm gonna add to my wood decal that had the Happy Harvest with the pumpkins and the little truck. Right, and I'm gonna put this outside on my door. I'm a little behind. I keep a wreath usually all year long. Sometimes I just change the picks and things like that. My friendly neighborhood spiders, man, they was trying to fight me. I went outside to clean my porch after the spring was over and it was time for spring, summer, you know, time for flowers. And the spiders, man, they weren't having it. They were not having it. My spiders was like, this is my house. What are you doing? You know, so I sprayed everything down and they were like, no. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and hook this together with our wires underneath, you can see, all right? And I'm gonna hook this to our decal and I'll be right back. Okay, Adorners, so I have my wood fall decal and I'm gonna go ahead and hook my ribbon to this. Okay, Adorners, well, I have my glue pan that I spoke about in my previous, this is like a glue gun, and I have it heated up. I'm gonna add a little bit of glue to my ribbon. Okay, Adorners, so I'm gonna take some of my Gorilla Tape and the wire that I have on the back, I'm just gonna tape that down and I'll zhuzh it up a little bit more when I get it on the door location, but you kind of get an idea of what's going on. I may add a little bit more of the orange underneath here. Okay, Adorners, let me just say too that this is not really outside ribbon, but just to be clear, this is not really an outside ribbon, but it's only going to be up for a few weeks because it's already November and I'm just putting it out, okay? Alright, Adorners, so that's going to do it for us today. I hope you're going to be joining me for the holidays. We're going to be cooking and doing all kinds of stuff. Alright, whether we cook a turkey, bake a cake, really great recipe for a pound cake. I'm definitely going to be doing sweet potato pies because people seem to really like that. And my mom, before she passed, my mother used to make the best sweet potato pie in the whole wide world. Yes, 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 that was one of her specialties. Anyway, so as always, thank you for joining me with Adornment with Adrienne. I am your auntie or your girlfriend of lifestyle and decor, and as always, instead of saying goodbye, I say saving hello for another time. See you in the next video. Click like and subscribe. What are you waiting for? Aren't you gonna come and cook with me for Thanksgiving? You gotta cook our turkey. What are you waiting for? Click like and subscribe. See you in the next video.